We can do the same thing. We gotta say no UN!
No UN! No UN! No UN! No UN! No UN! No UN! No UN!
We the free people hold the same power as France. We are free. We're sovereign. As soon as we sign over to the UN, we're not sovereign. We can't say fuck the UN. We can't say fuck migration.
Fuck UN! Fuck UN! Fuck UN! Fuck UN! Fuck UN!
Tap it. Try it.
Hey.
Let me see. Can you all hear me? Give her some jam.
The Trudeau administration is under RCMP investigation for funding ISIS.
Yeah, I'm talking loud.
You gotta give her, let me see.
Trudeau government is under the RCMP investigation for funding terrorist organizations. He's our prime minister. He doesn't give a fuck that you all are here. He doesn't give a fuck that everybody's in Ottawa. He doesn't give a fuck what we say. He's not going to give a fuck until we really say something. So it's no UN. No UN. No UN.
She's a trooper.
2 fucking days we lose our sovereignty. We say no UN across Canada. Calgary, Ottawa, everybody's doing the same shit. We need to be loud and proud. Canadian.
I'm almost set up. I'm running out of words.
Adam Stevenson.
Trudeau must go! Trudeau must go! Trudeau must go! Stand up, Canada! Stand up, Canada!
Don't block the bottom.
Stand up, Canada!
Hello. I can't keep talking all day. Where's Steve Garvey? You want to get up here and give her a go, Steve? Or, you know, there's 9 things we can talk about here, but just want to see, anybody want to come up and talk?
Yes, I do.
She does. I'll hold your flag.
I just want to say, is this a democracy or is this a dictatorship? For something as important as this UN Migration Pact, we need a referendum. It's not enough to just say no UN. We need a referendum. Trudeau should not be allowed to sign this pact without our input. We are not racist. We are not against migration. We are against open borders. We need control of our own borders. And we are not the only country saying this. Countries all over the world are saying this. There are so many countries that are not going to sign this pact, and we are the only ones that are being walked into it. So we need a referendum. If this is a democracy, let us have our say.
We're all patriots here today.
Yeah!
We're all nationalists.
Yeah!
Canadian nationalists. We're the silent majority today. We are. And I'm going to request one thing before we get further into it. Let's sing our anthem. Please. Oh, Canada. Oh.
In all our sons come in, with glowing hearts we see your hearts that true north strong and free. Of war and heart, oh Canada, we stand on our 40. Your name, our
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Hey, my name's Tim Melnichuk. I'm with Alberta Liberty, and I hear a lot of talk about referendum voting here on issues like this. And I just like to say, you know, we vote once every 4 years, and we don't have any checks and balances in our voting system. What we get is what we get. And as people can see through the decades, it's like this. It's up and down. It's up and down. If we all stood together and asked or demanded for referendum and initiative voting reform in Alberta and Canada, we wouldn't be in situations like we are today, because it would have to go to a vote to the people. So please, everybody, please think about this, research it. You know, we live in a monarchy, and you know, we're beholden to the Queen and everything else. But, you know, our voting reform is a sham. And the way we vote today is politicians are not being held accountable for their actions. We need referendum and initiative and recall voting reform in Canada, and we needed it yesterday. Hold our politicians accountable. You know, let's work towards a true democracy here and not just a sham. So, thank you very much, folks.
Great message. Great message, buddy. Great body.
Yeah.
Recall referendum. And I'll give you a little tidbit of information. In Switzerland, they had referendum on immigration. And we should be having it here. And I'll give you here's a good slogan. Integration, not immigration. Integration, not immigration. Don't get fooled.
Hey, how about we have unity instead of diversity?
Yeah, unity of Canadians should be our greatest strength.
That's right.
Yeah.
Unity of Canadians. Extreme diversity is our undoing.
That's right.
We know it.
The integration we have here is a replacement.
That was good.
Yes.
I prepared a factual presentation today, because I think we need to stick to the facts. We need to know the history of Canada to understand why we're here today.
Right here.
I'm going to go through these facts right now.
I would say about 300 people.
But I want to say right now,
Like a target. It's a pretty good day.
these yellow vests,
So check it out, guys.
we're in unity with our French patriots. We're in unity with patriots across the world today. These yellow vests, they're symbols of the danger in our society. The danger lurking if we don't speak up. That's why I'm wearing this today, because I know the danger and you guys know it. And I want to add one thing. We're in Sir Winston Churchill Square.
Yeah.
I feel that's so fitting because Sir Winston, he coined the phrase that the fascists of the future will be the anti-fascists. And we can see that in our society. Just remember that. But we all remember 2015, Justin Trudeau giving his interview. He called Canada a post-national state. And then he went on to say, I don't know what our identity is. There is no mainstream culture. There's no Canadian heritage. Remember that. I'll tell you, I'm gonna link back to that. Remember what I said there. But I have to be fair here. No matter how much I despise Trudeau's ideology, the way he conducts himself, I have to respect on that level. At least he's honest about his globalist agenda of destroying our country. That's a good thing. Remember that. It'd be worse if he was deceptive and hiding, but he's fully exposed on what he wants to do to our country we love. Well, that's a good thing, everyone. But this is about his ideology, this globalist ideology which is taking over our country.
Wake up our government and get them to turn around.
We need to look at the historical facts. Please, 1971 it started, the decline under Pierre Trudeau.
That's right.
The super majority of Canadians believe Canada to be a bicultural society at that time.
Standing.
But in 1971, he declared us multicultural society. And that's when our decline started. He also did something significant in 1974, and we don't have time to get into it. He shifted the public lending rate of the Bank of Canada to the central banksters. They print our money and charge interest. Since 1974, there's been over 800% increase in the money supply. That is inflation. We can't get into that today, but that's a huge issue we got to deal with. Since 1973, consumer purchasing power has increased by over 400%. It means your dollar is so much less value compared to what happened before he shifted the public lending rate. So get informed on that issue.
Yeah, just fine. Get in the middle better.
Because they're giving you a different sign.
Yeah, another thing, we got to shift. Maroney, Pierre Trudeau started mass immigration at that time. But he wasn't stupid to do during recessions. We needed to elect Brian Mulroney, who did that. Right. He actually did successive mass immigration since the 1990s. 250,000, regardless of a recession. Mulroney also legislated
Here.
Check out the clock.
If it's done, here, this will be just as fun.
Wait, come here. Test.
Here, let me set you up. I'll give you volume.
What happened?
Hello. How's that?
We're back. I thought maybe they were censoring us again. But please listen to the facts. This is important. The Employment Equity Act, 1986. This brought in affirmative action. So what they're doing is hiring visible ethnic minorities, new immigrants, refugees over Euro-Canadians. That's happening. 1988, the Canadian Multiculturalism Act. That legislated the federal government to promote and enhance foreign cultures in Canada under Mulroney. Terrible, everyone. Let's look at the big picture. And the worst thing Mulroney did, 1992, he signed Canada onto Agenda 21.
Right.
There's your global compact.
Agenda 21. Can you believe it? And that's at the pinnacle of this global world order. It's at the municipal level, the city of Edmonton.
Sanctuary City.
Supports Agenda 21. They signed on to Agenda 2030. So if we shift forward, if we look at Stephen Harper, here's some facts that'll blow your mind. He had historic mass immigration. The historic levels from 190 different countries. 2 of the top countries were the Islamic Republic of Iran and Pakistan. And I'll tell you, one of the worst things under Harper, I'm not going to go into it. In September 2015, he signed Canada under Agenda 2030.
Yep.
And that's the fact. Go look it up.
It's all true.
This globalism is not only the Liberals or Trudeau. Those are the facts. We can own it.
All of them.
We can ignore it, but those are the facts.
Well said, Steve.
And then what do we have now? Justin Trudeau is just about to sign the UN Migration Pact. And guess what? The UN envoy for the UN Migration Pact is a Canadian. Louise Arbour, former Supreme Court Justice,
That's right.
is leading the way on the UN Migration Pact. That is a fact. And that's why Trudeau, if Trudeau doesn't sign it, that would be complete admission of failure of his globalist ideology.
Yeah, no,
The UN Migration Pact, I've done 2 videos on it, I've read it, and I'm sure everyone else has here. But the bottom line, everyone, it's complete erosion of Canadian sovereignty. Our migration, regular, irregular, legal, illegal, alien, whatever you want to call it, will be dictated by the UN international elites. Second, you need to know.
Yeah, he has to go.
It's replacing Canadian citizenry with global citizenry. I'm telling you, got to know the facts. And this is a fact, and I'll tell you why. In that pact, and it's already going on already, regardless of this pact, migrants coming into Canada, regular, irregular, legal, illegal, alien, regular, alien, regular, whatever you want to call them. They get access to our health care. They get access to our legal systems. They get access to our social services as a right. They get access to our educational institutions as well. This is displacing Canadian citizens, 100%. And this is called global citizen. And this is what the global world order and the corrupt, amoral UN is all about. They want to have a single currency. They want a single passport. They want a single government dictating over us Canadians. That is what's coming.
Wake up, Canada! Wake up, Canada!
This is scary, everyone. This global world order is the ultimate form of tyranny.
And he'll do it without our permission. He'll do it underground.
Another thing you need to know, in that agreement, I could not believe it. And I only caught it on the second time of reading it. They want to censor electoral campaigns and the media for anyone deemed intolerant, xenophobic, discriminatory, unbelievable. That is unbelievable, everyone. And that's what's happening. We just did an event in Red Deer. And it was an open event. We had lots of speakers. And we had my good friend here, Win from Burma. And he made just an honest, truthful statement about what's going on in Burma with the Rohingya Muslims. And he was talking about the radical Islamics And he said they're not human. When they're cutting off heads, when they're raping women, children, they're marrying children, they're gang raping, they're killing infidels. He said that is not human. We posted the video on our website, on Facebook, and it was taken down by Facebook.
I get blocked every week.
I was given a 3-day ban. I was off for 3 days because I posted the truth.
Yeah.
And I know lots of people have been in Facebook jail, but that is what's coming. I'm a political leader and I was banned. So you see, this is coming. This is coming.
It's getting us all.
We were in global news and they attacked us for putting up that video. How dare us for standing up for freedom of speech? How dare us? But this censorship is coming. But mistake not, this UN Migration Pact is non-legal binding. It's non-legal binding, but the danger here is it gives more justification to the federal government to do what they're doing. Understand that. This is just another layer of justification. This is already going on. Look at the legal migrants coming in and the money they're getting. Right? We know that.
What about the ones living here already?
Yes. Look at the mass immigration. Look at the mass immigration coming into our country. We don't get a say on the mass immigration.
Pay more carbon tax.
We don't get a say. And I'll tell you this. Listen to this. This is what's going on. I'll be very honest. And I got to credit Le Pen, that great nationalist leader from France.
We are not alone.
She coined something similar, but I'll put it in our terms. Sustained mass immigration like we have in Canada is the rapid, radical, organized replacement of Canada's traditional population. That is what's happening through the UN, through the global world order, through these globalists in Ottawa. We are being replaced, the founders and creators of Canada. I tell you, we're under siege. I'll give you an example. In 1960, Euro-Canadians were 97% of our total population. That number is plummeting.
Those are the 15th class citizens now.
Yes. In 1981, visible ethnic minorities, and we love our visible ethnic minorities. This guy is integrated.
Yeah!
We're not against immigrants, but we want to protect our country. They were 4.7%. 2011, it jumped to 16%. 2016, over 22%. Projection 2036, Statistics Canada, 34.4%. If this continues, the mass immigration, 2,100 Euro-Canadians will be less than 20%. Visible ethnic minorities will be over 80%. And we'll be completely transformed. And guess what's coming?
Sharia law. That's what he wants to impose. Yeah!
You know what's coming? Post-national state. Post-national state. UN like globalist village. That's where we're headed. The founders of Canada, these incredible pioneers and settlers, are going to be pushed into a minority. And that's wrong, everyone. That is wrong. That is wrong. Please understand that. That's what we're fighting against. You need to understand, when Pierre Trudeau came out and declared us a multicultural society, we weren't multicultural at that time. That was what he wanted. It was dictated to us. Remember that. And when Justin Trudeau said post-national state, we're not a post-national state, but that's what they want. So we got to fight it. That's what they want. They want a post-national state. And I thought of this analogy I want to share. Mass immigration. Okay, if you look at vehicle, Canada is a vehicle. The engine, this is what's going on right now. The globalists are the engine of that vehicle. Mass immigration is the driver of what's going on. In the back seat is the illegal migrants. And guess what the fuel is of this? Anyone know what the fuel is?
Our taxes.
No, it's connected. You know what the fuel is? And who's allowing this? The Canadian electorate is allowing this. They're allowing, that's the fuel. It's based on manipulation, indoctrination, and now censorship of the truth. That's what's going on. And this mass immigration is the main vehicle of this UN agenda, this globalist agenda. We have to stop the mass immigration, or we will be rapidly transformed. It's happening. Look at the demographics. It's a fact, everyone. And this isn't just some fun rally. This is about our survival as a people, as Canadians. I love Canada. I know everyone does here. But we're at risk if this continues. And you can see the discrimination against Euro-Canadians. They're called racist. They're pushed down. Even my friend Win, if he speaks up, he's a patriot. He's kicked out.
Our First Nations.
Yes, our First Nations. We love our First Nations. And I'll tell you, great point, sir. Thank you. We love our First Nations, you know. And I'm sad inside because they're a very small minority right now. And they're at severe risk. They're at big risk. I'm telling you, because they're so small. And some of these groups coming in, they are ruthless. They are ruthless, and my friend Wynn knows all about it. And I worry for our First Nations, but I love our First Nations, and we will always have your back. 100%, right?
Yeah!
First Nations, they were with us in pre-Confederation. We didn't always get along, but you are our brothers and sisters in this country. You are part of our heritage. You're part of our identity. You're part of our culture. You're part of our values. We have to work together. 100%. So what I'm proposing here, what we need, because what they want, what these globalists want is what Trudeau said. And we have to thank him for being so honest, at least in that one instance. We want a national state based on democracy, based on freedom, based on the right to assemble, free speech, fair elections, right? Yes, that's what we want. We want a national state of Canadians. That's what we want. We don't want a post-national state. We want a national state, and there's nothing wrong with national. Because we are Canadians and we are united as Canadians. That's who we are. We don't want a post-national. We want national state. And that's a good thing. It is a good thing. Because this is our country, our home. We are losing our homeland every single day. That's the truth. Look at the numbers. It's happening every day. That mass immigration needs to end. And that's what NCA, and when we say National Citizens Alliance, that means national state. That also means national unity of all Canadians. Right? That's the antithesis of what they want. They want to kick us down. They want to demoralize us. They want to erode our sovereignty. They want to censor us. Exactly. This is what's going on, everyone. I hope it's helping. I'm sure everyone understands a lot of these issues, but we want a national state of our country with our Aboriginal people, with our francophones, with our anglophones, and we want integration, not immigration. Integration, not immigration. Immigration. And I got to be clear, I'm just going to touch on the UN, what we want to do with the UN. I want to be very clear. These agreements, the NCA wants these agreements withdrawn. Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, and soon to be the Migration Pact. They have to go right away. These are all, if you look in Agenda 21, there's a lot of fancy words. They try to manipulate you. Sustainable development. But that's all about global world order. Controlling everyone through currency, through censorship, through single passports, through immigration, mass immigration, migration, censorship. Yeah, even censors. It's all about control. One thing we got to do too is we have to review all agreements of the UN that Canada has signed on to. A lot of them are just non-binding. So we need to review, they have to be in the best interest of our people. Aren't you sick of this? Win?
No UN!
No UN! No UN! No UN! UN! No UN! No UN! UN!
No UN!
Amoral! 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 UN! Amoral! 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 UN!
Trudeau must go!
Go! We must go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Go! You know what we need to do with Trudeau, eh? We need to cut his strings. Because that former drama teacher, he's nothing more than a puppet. You need to cut his strings. He's up there on a stage just having a great old time. You need to cut his globalist strings. We want to withdraw all voluntary funding to the United Nations. All funding. All voluntary funding. And I'll tell you, that's billions. And it's not only to the UN, it's to UN affiliates.
We need the money for
You know how much money is flowing to foreign countries? It's sickening. And all these these irregulars, what are they? Illegal, legal, I can't, regular, irregular, whatever you want to call them. Thousands of your tax dollars. While our seniors, almost 700,000 seniors live close to poverty in Canada. There's close to over 2,000 veterans homeless. Almost 25% of Canadians live close to poverty. They can't make ends meet. And all this money's flowing out. All the money, all the foreign aid. And did you hear about Afghanistan? The report that just came out? All the billions that flowed in Afghanistan? Thanks to our American counterparts, they uncovered that a lot of it was sucked up into corruption. Our tax dollars. Okay? And I think everyone here would have known that, right? We wouldn't have been flowing the money out, would we? Exactly. And the Trudeau Foundation, right? Yeah. There you go. That's just another layer. Another layer. But, you know, one thing, this is about democracy. And one thing we need to do, we don't feel it's our place to make the decision, but we want a referendum on withdrawing fully from the UN. We need to make a stand, Canadians. We need to make a stand. This UN is so amoral. It's so corrupt. It's so highly bureaucratic. Look at the UN Human Rights Tribunal. They have Saudi Arabia on it. One of the greatest abusers of human rights, women rights. Unbelievable. That's that institution. And they dictate to us, oh, you need to take more refugees. You need to do this. You need to do that. This is wrong. This is erosion of our sovereignty. The UN has to go. This will lead to tyranny. We will lose our country. We will lose our country. Can you press it? No UN!
No UN!
UN! No UN! 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 I hope you're hearing us, UN! We're coming! And salute to the world, all the patriots out there!
Yeah!
We're with you! We're with you! We're with you in France, in the US, and the rest of Europe. Look what's going on in Europe. Look what's coming to our country, everyone. Look what's coming. The gang rapes. It's epidemic in Sweden. You have 3 more times likely to get raped as a woman in Sweden now than Canada. That's coming here soon if we don't act. Ethnic enclaves are expanding in Canada. It's a fact. These are facts. These ethnic enclaves lead to segregation. They're also leading to what's called no-go zones. And I heard there's parts of Edmonton that are, I was told, don't go there. They're already in Edmonton, these no-go zones. Don't go there.
We're a sanctuary city.
There's over 900 in Europe right now. Probably over 1,000 now. No-go zones. They're all going to be divided.
This is Edmonton, Alberta, people.
That's what they want. But that's what this is coming. But we need to stay united. The UN and someone, there was a lady in South Calgary. She came up with a great line. The UN is un-Canadian. UN, eh? Un-Canadian.
City Hall right here, you guys.
That's what it is, everyone.
That's City Hall.
But please take this transformation very seriously. This radical transformation is going on, and it's happening very fast. And I worry about our children, their children. What kind of future are they going to have? Right? It's coming, everyone. Look it up. If you don't look it up, I'll send you the data. It is a fact. This isn't coming from the people. It's all top down from the globalists.
That's
They're
right,
dictating
Steve.
to us. They're dictating, just like Pierre Trudeau when he declared us multicultural. And just like Justin when he said we're post-national. Who are they to dictate to the people? Who are they? It's not right. It's not democratic. It's un-Canadian. That's the truth. Exactly. That's what's going on. But that's a little snippet of global world order. That's what it's going to be. They will divide us. They will push us down as individuals. They will cut into our values, into our beliefs. They will create these ethnic enclaves. We'll all be divided, and that's the route they want. A UN-like globalist village called Canada, post-national. You know what we're saying? We want a national state called Canada. We want a national state premised on freedom, liberty, justice, true democracy, government of, for, and by the people. That's what we want. So we got two different paths. I want to open the mic now, but I hope that was helpful, everyone.
Can I give her a go, Steve? I want to talk about customary law. Thank you, Stephen Garvey, for having me. No UN! No UN! Compact migrant agreement gotta go.
No UN! No UN! No UN! No UN! No UN!
No UN!
No UN!
No UN!
We gotta talk about customary law, people. And that's the real danger of this compact migrant agreement. It is not binding, it's not international law. But unfortunately in Canada's system, okay, our judicial system, it will back up the law that way. And they'll use the judges against us. They'll make precedent, they'll make rulings that will turn our Constitution on itself, and we will get what's called customary law. Right now, you can look at many nations in Africa. It's been going on for almost 20 years now, this customary law and the constitutions that they had that were ratified again from the 1948 Declaration of Human Rights. They've chopped them up into customary law. And that's what they're going to try and do here. It will be precedent after precedent, and they will take your rights and freedoms, and it will be illegal. When Trudeau signs this, he's going to make it illegal for you to even talk about immigration. You won't be able to have these rallies. The authorities will come and say, shut you down. Don't talk about immigrants. Don't talk about illegals. That's what we're facing here. It will be silenced, just like M103. We watched it all come in. It's on one area, and they'll push it, and that's what we're going to see. So we got to fight this. How do we move forward? We got to move forward together. We got to challenge Trudeau. We got to keep up these rallies. I don't know what's going to happen after the 10th. I could lie and tell you everything's going to be good, but I don't know. So somebody else want to come up?
Revolution!
That's the only way.
Revolution!
Hey everybody, I don't know about you, but I'm just a regular taxpayer like the rest of you. My grandparents immigrated here. Many of us have people we know who are immigrated here. Legally. Exactly. You know, a week ago, I would have never thought about coming to a rally. I've never. This is the first rally I've been to. We need to wake up. We need to talk to our families. We need to talk to our friends. We need to talk to our co-workers. It's time for Canada to stand up. It's time for Canada to get out and vote. We need
to wake up to what's going on in our country. And we need to say no to the UN. No UN! No UN! No UN! No UN! No UN! No UN!
Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm an unemployed oil field worker, and what really gets me is when I get Facebook pictures of equipment sold in Miscue Ritchie Brothers over in Saudi Arabia. And they have to import thousands of people to work in their oil fields, and we get the same Sharia law people right here. Why don't they go there and work? There's lots of work there if they really want to work. Why do you steal our jobs? Why do we have to pay our oil money to OPEC countries when we have it right under our feet? For God's sakes, there's something wrong. And then we have to pay a carbon tax to pay for all these immigrants. How are you gonna get a job down there as a waitress at Hooters when you're wearing a burqa, for God's sake? Anybody else?
Come on, somebody, come up. Yeah, come on forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill, and I am a true patriot love Canadian.
Yeah!
From coast to coast to coast, just like you do. You and I are the sovereigns of this country. Don't forget that. We are the sovereigns of this country. We are the sovereigns. And we have got to say enough. Enough. We have to make the government accountable. We've got to stop deceitfully financing terrorism. Tax dollars going to organizations that eventually fund terrorism. That money going to fund terrorism in other countries. The government has got to be held accountable. We have got to defend our sovereignty as a nation. And folks, you know what? We've got to talk to our neighbors. We've got to talk to our family, our friends, and we've got to continue the unity. We've got to continue the unity. What the government is trying to do in this country is divide us. It doesn't matter what the flag is, whether it's red, blue, orange, green. We have got to unite as a country. We are the sovereigns, remember that. And we've got to take this country back.
Come on up. Just come on up.
Say one thing.
In my family, I've got two recent immigrants in my family. Okay? Good people, they're educated, they're working hard, they're paying taxes. They're not costing us anything, they're adding to this country. Now those people
These are just bad, that's all.
Okay, you be
are
careful.
going to cost us $1 billion by the middle of next year. $1 billion. And they're not the class of the world, let me tell you. And why did apartheid succeed in South Africa for so long? Because the government separated these tribes and gave them all different little rights so they could fight on each other. And they didn't have to worry about the government. They were too busy fighting amongst each other to look at the big picture. Anyhow, that's all I want to say. I'm not against immigration. I'm against illegal immigration.
Yeah!
I just want to say one thing.
Get you to turn around.
I read an article on the internet, the last days of George Orwell. He wrote the book 1984. And the interviewer said to George, "What's the future going to hold?" And he looked directly into the camera. And he said, "This is the way it's going to be. Every day of your life, for the rest of your life, there's going to be a jackboot kicking you in the face. Every day for the rest of your life." And he said, "What are you going to do about it?" Today, folks, what are we going to do about this? That's right. I know I can't say what I like to do to Trudeau, but believe me, If I get the opportunity, I will. But we got to unity, not diversity.
That's right.
We got to stick together. I don't care if you're white, black, blue, brown, pink, stripe, or orange. I don't care what you are, as long as we get along and work together and build a great country. That's all there is to it. Because they're out to destroy this one. If you vote Trudeau in again, we're done. We're done.
We're done now.
Well,
We gotta rally. We gotta fight back. We gotta fight back.
Anybody else on screen?
Somebody, sure.
I'm gonna say something.
Come on up.
Trudeau must go!
Yeah!
Trudeau must go!
Gotta go!
1948, George Orwell wrote that. I know a quote from that too. It said in that 1948 book, the people will be too busy looking at their devices.
That's right.
The people will be too busy looking at their phones. That was in 1948, George Orwell said that. It's true, man. I spend some time on my phone, that's for sure. And a lot of people, well, they're too busy with work. And they're too busy with their families. And they're leading a normal life.
They just don't know.
They don't know what's going on. They don't know. And they're my friends. And they're my family. And they're my neighbors. And they're the people I interact with. And they don't know what's happening. Because they're too busy living in the small pocket that's been created in this society for people like yourselves and myself. And that pocket is getting a lot smaller, my friend. The media was bought out 2 weeks ago to the tune of $600 million. The media was completely purchased for $600 million, and they will not report to you accurately. They never have. As soon as the threat of the CBC being taken away came up during the last election, you notice that they haven't been telling you what's been going on abroad with your people in France and Spain and Italy and Germany and Austria and Romania and Poland. Your immigration is not coming from the same places that it used to come from. Your immigration is coming from the Middle East. Yeah. Just like the dollars are pouring back to the Middle East as we are buying their oil. Yes! Canada is a resource-rich country. And Canadians can easily sell our fucking water to the United States for just as much as we sell our oil to them for.
They're coming to New East, and the fucking West is going east. That's fucking bullshit. Have a good day. We're giving oil away to the States for $15 a barrel.
I'm finally speaking with a crowd that's exactly in line with where I am. I'm tired of Trudeau. I'm tired of Notley. I do not believe that we as Canadians need to accept anything that has come to fruition through these people that was not on their platform when they were elected.
That's right.
There were 37% of Canadians that turned out and elected Trudeau. 37% of Canadians voted. That is not a majority. I guarantee you, most of those people will not be voting for him again. I guarantee you that other people who are standing up for Canadians' rights,
except the ones he's bringing in that are going to vote for him.
You're paid for them. You work for a living. You pay your taxes so you have a nice, beautiful city. Sorry, sir. Like Edmonton, Alberta to live in. And your tax dollars are no longer going to that. Now your tax dollars are going to refugees. Because Edmonton, Alberta is a sanctuary city. This is one of 24 rallies happening from coast to coast to coast. People have had enough. People have had enough.
What's the matter?
Winston Churchill said, never, never, never give in. Winston Churchill, your forefather, said never, never, never give in. Are you guys ready to give in and give up and go home? You should have seen, we were over at the legislature. The way they eroded us was pretty cool. They had another scheduled rally for for Russia, the Russia-Ukrainian thing. It is what it is. That's not why I'm here today. But they pushed us aside. If you take a look, there's a sign right up top of that building for the CBC. I wonder if the CBC is here today. The CBC is here. They didn't attend the other rallies, and that's okay. We're here too.
But will they publish? Will they publish?
What will they publish? More than will they publish? What will they publish?
They're going to spin it anyway.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're going to be painted as racist as you stand there in solidarity with your brothers and sisters that are doing the exact same thing as Europe rises up. As Europe rises up, they have overthrown Macron, essentially. We are not here. I'm not here today for the carbon tax. That's not why I'm here. And I guarantee you, those thousands of brothers and sisters in France that overthrew Macron were not there for their carbon tax. We all know that as we band together in places like Poland and Romania and Hungary, because they are breaking apart into different factions. Personally, I think there's going to be a world war, and it's going to happen soon.
It's coming.
And you may want to be organized for that. You may want to be really fucking ready. Because the people that this UN pact will bring in will be in the hundreds of millions. And there are less than 40 million. We just eclipsed 37 million people in Canada because of illegal immigrants walking in from upstate New York, the Finger Lakes, basically, which has got to be one of the prettiest places in North America. That's what they fled. They came in all cashed up with American dollars, and they didn't contribute it to you, did they?
Yeah.
Now, if you go to Toronto, 75% of the shelters are full of people that are illegal immigrants that have pushed out Canadians from those shelters, and there is no aid for the people in those shelters. It's going to these new refugees.
And the hotels.
The hotels are shitholes. You people have seen it on Facebook.
They destroyed them.
With our money!
This is one of 24 rallies happening today across Canada. And growing! And growing! And growing across Canada! And growing! And I think we should do it again next Saturday. I checked, the weather is better. Next Saturday, same bat time. Do it at 1.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, 2 o'clock next Saturday here.
Yeah! Yeah! Gotta keep going!
Thousands!
We got more! More!
And I want to clarify, my good friend here, England, we eclipsed 37 million this year. You know what's worse?
I'll tell you what's worse.
Canada's traditional population hit an historic low. That's what's going on, everyone.
It's a replacement.
And I had another friend here before we get to this gentleman. This isn't only about Euro-Canadians, as I mentioned. Our Aboriginal people, our First Nations, are probably at the most serious risk for their survival of their culture, their heritage, their way of life. We all have to unite. All Canadians have to unite. We are losing our country every single day. And one point you got to remember, illegal migration is only 1/10 of immigration. 9/10 is legal mass immigration. That is the real evil of the UN. That is the real evil. Don't get fooled. It is. It's 9/10 mass immigration. That is what's transforming our country. Destroying our country.
My battery's going
Driving
down all.
Canadians
I don't know how
into
long
a
I have left.
minority.
We'll see.
That is what's going on. This has to make you angry. Again, what kind of future will our children, their children will have? Euro-Canadians are already discriminated. I talk to Canadians across the country. They can't get a job in the federal government because they're hiring refugees, new immigrants over them. It's wrong. It's discrimination. It's racist against Euro-Canadians. That's what's going on. And this gentleman there, his message, it's the nail. Wake up, Canada. Wake up. Wake up, Canadians. Wake up. Before it's too late. Before it's too late. And just an administrative, my great friend there, Roger, he's coming around with declarations. If you support what we say, please go see Roger. He's a true patriot from South Calgary. True patriot to the core. And also, remember, these events cost money, so he's got a container, $1, $5, $10 will allow us to do more. And push. It'll allow us to push integration, no immigration. Integration, not immigration. So Roger's over there. Go give him a hello. He's a great man. He's fully awake Canadian. And I'll tell you, I'm going to be honest. And I say this in a humble way, us awakened here, we are the strong, I'm telling you. We are strong people. We think for ourselves. And that's the hope here. I'll tell you, I know we are strong. We think we will not get fooled. Remember that.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me proud. The people I work with, they are strong. And that's where we're going to grow, and we will turn this around.
Good job, Win.
We're tired of being the silent majority.
Right!
Good job, Steve. That was awesome. Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Stay on your side. Huh?
You guys don't know me and I don't know you, but I have one thing to say.
Let's keep you over here all the time.
I'm here for one reason, and that is for the future of my children and my grandchildren. I am worried what's going to happen in the next couple of years if this UN Migration Pact goes through. I am here to support you, my kids, my grandkids, and all your friends. And I hope that people will wake up and show up and attend these rallies more and more, because the more we do it, the more we can accomplish together. Take a look at what's happened in France. It started out as a movement and it got to millions. We need to stand together. I'm an old stock Canadian and we're becoming extinct. The next generations are what's going to determine what our country's going to be like, and if we let this Migration Pact go through, we are in serious, serious trouble, and we're going to notice it over the next couple months once this thing's signed. Trudeau has 1 more year left in power, and who knows how many millions of illegal immigrants or migrants he's going to let back into this country. It could be in the millions, and there is nothing we can do about it. Stand strong, stand together, get your friends together. Let's get together next weekend by the thousands. Thanks, that's all I had to say.
Awesome job. What's your name, sir? Where are you from? We're from Hinton, rural Alberta.
Yeah.
Rural Alberta, the heart of Alberta. Here. Great job, Rob. What's your name, sir? Where are you from?
Originally back to Ryan.
Okay, great. From the coast.
Yeah.
Please come up, sir.
Another BC boy.
Yeah, I'm a BC boy, Vancouver Island. I left there because there's no future. I was never going to own a home. I was never going to have any kind of a good job whatsoever because there's no work. They shut down all the logging, all the fishing, all the everything. I came to Alberta in 2000. I made an amazing life for myself and my family. And so I get here, and what are they doing? They're shutting down damn oil. Right? They're doing this to make us weak. So what are we gonna transition to? There's nothing to transition to. We're gonna keep using oil. We're just gonna be buying it from Saudi Arabia instead. Right? That's who's paying the bill. That's who's flipping the bill for Trudeau right now is Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, and they're shutting us down, so we got nothing. I come here, work for 15 to 17 years, get 2 trades. What? Just to lose my house? To go live out on the bloody street? Because of this fucking goof? Honest to God, if we had another energy source, let's build that and then transition off oil. What kind of leadership is that? We'll just shut down the only energy source we have.
It's about oppression.
He's gonna stay rich. He's always gonna be looked after. He doesn't understand.